Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of the Straight Up Show podcast. I am your host, Calvin, and this is our first Music Monday of the new season. And what better way to start off with somebody who's going to be spectacular and great? Every Music Monday artist we have has a special voice, and I love that. But this today is no exception, so I had to go travel far. We've interviewed Mr. Edward Williams III of Southside on Comedy Central, now on HBO Max. But he did give me somebody else to interview for Music Monday. She is spectacular. She has a great voice. And if you haven't heard her, I promise you, after today's episode, not only will you hear her great music, but you will become a fan. So you make sure you have to follow her. So with that being said, without further ado, help me welcome to the stage Miss Natalie Orfilia. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for blessing us and coming on our show today. You have a lot going on, so let's get right into it. So, Natalie Orfilia, am I pronouncing that right?
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia. So I got that right.
Orthopedic.
Ophelia. So it's kind of like Latino. Like, are you like Afro Latina?
Mm-hmm. So my dad was born in South Side of Chicago, and my mother was born in Central America over in El Salvador, and they met at a hospital, and here I am.
Here you are, just beautiful as ever. And not
Thank
only is
you.
she beautiful, she has a beautiful and very strong voice. So before we get all into everything, kind of just talk about your music, just tell us about who you are and where you're from.
Well, I am Natalie Orfilia. I am from the the south suburbs of Chicago, technically, but I move around. I'm a singer, songwriter, recording artist. I've been getting into my acting. I'm a full-time entertainer. That's who I am. But music is like my first love. So um, I would say that's who I am. I'm music.
Your music. And that's
Yeah.
it. If y'all haven't heard some of her music, it is very great. And I'm glad she came on our show because, like I said, we're very when it comes to these episodes, these are hidden gems, and I think that Natalie is one of those hidden gems because, like I said, if you haven't heard of her, you will, and she is definitely on her way. And as E3 would say, remember the name because she is going places. So how did you really just get into music?
Well, I started singing at like 4 years old. I used to watch The Wiz, and then I started getting more serious into basketball. So I kind of let singing go for a little bit, and I used to only like do karaoke in my room like every couple of days or whatever. But I started taking singing dead serious when I was like 15. I think I did my first like talent show at school, and the first year I think I was in seventh grade, and I was in a dance group. And I was seeing the girls singing on stage, and I'm just like, damn, like I want to sing next year because I feel like I could do so much better than that. That's just how I felt. So the next year, I sang at the talent show, and I did okay. I didn't do amazing, but I did good enough for my father to be like, I want to put you in vocal coaching and see like what we could do with this. You know what I mean? And he put me in vocal coaching, and yeah, now we're here.
I tell you a fun fact about me. So you said the Wiz, right? So there's two things that traumatized me as a kid: Michael Jackson, the Scarecrow costume, and Michael Jackson Thriller. And I don't know why, but I just could not watch the Wiz ever since
That
then
is,
because it's funny, right? But like the soundtrack to the Wiz is tight, but I
yeah,
just cannot watch Thriller, the video, or I can't watch the Wiz because that Scarecrow scares me. But no, so
that's
that's
what
great.
it
But no, so
is.
it's great that you are very talented. Like, so you started off in talent shows and you have vocal coaching. Like, so with that being said, just are there some kind of influences that you have at all with doing your music, or?
Definitely Beyonce. I love Beyonce. I would say Lana Del Rey is huge influence because I just like how sad and like mystical her music is. Um, I would say I love God, who didn't influence me? Like Selena, Stevie Wonder, Brian McKnight. Like who influences me now? I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was younger, coming up, I would listen to a lot of like older R&B and like, or I went through a phase where I listened to a lot of like pop and rock, like LMFAO and stuff like that. But now what's influencing me the most is probably like Moneybag and like you know, Lil Baby and like kind of like all the stuff that you hear on the radio. Like right now, I'm just kind of keeping up with like the streets playlist and like the down south playlist and stuff like that. It's just what's influencing me right now.
So let me ask you a question. So are you like one of those artists that can like sing and rap, or are you just focusing mostly on singing?
I can sing and rap. I used to rap when I was in like fifth grade. I used to write all my raps in this little book or whatever. But I really more so identify with being with just a more, I don't know what's the word, just a prettier energy, like not really like the tough rap. Like I can't really identify with that right now. Just at the moment, right now, I just identify being more of a songbird.
Okay, well there you have it. So we're gonna have more with Natalie Orfilia, the very talented Natalie Orfilia, on the other side of the break. Make sure you stay tuned. It's the Music Monday here on the Straight Up Show podcast. Stay tuned.
I started out a message, but it's kinda risky, so I'm probably not gonna text it. I'll probably regret it. You said you wasn't ready. I wish you would've said it before you came over. Wish you would've stayed over. Wish I would've stayed sober. Now I'm thinking things over. You're toxic, I swear, but it's something about him. Come over again, again, again. Come over again, again, again. Come over again.
Hey, Calvin here, host of the Straight Up Show podcast. And guess what? We're back bigger and better than ever with new guests, new straight up topics, and a new way to support the Straight Up Show podcast. That's right. You can now support our podcast by becoming a Patreon patron. Straight Up has 4 different tiers that you can choose from, with each tier having their own perks. Your monthly donation helps us produce efficient Straight Up content that you love so much. For more details, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318. That's patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318. All right, welcome back to the Straight Up Show podcast. We are here with the beautiful and talented Natalie Orfilia. And I say it like that because I make sure that my Spanish is not that great. So once again, thank you so much for coming on our show, Natalie.
For sure.
Yes, man.
Thank you.
Are you welcome? Do you speak Spanish at all, or?
Un poquito, pero I grew up here and I went to school here. So it's kind of like, not really. Like my mom was the only one who spoke Spanish, so she didn't really teach us that much.
Yeah, same here. Hablas muy poquito, muy poquito. Yeah, see, I know a little something like, so, but no, thank you so much. Like, she is talented. One of my things that, I think that E3 kind of got on to, not really got on to me about, but what kind of stood out for me was that I did my research and I saw this video of you as a kid singing Paper Planes. I'm like, wow, that is.
Not you saw this video of me as a kid. How did you even find that?
I'm a researcher. I'm a journalist. Like I gotta do my research. But no, so like, and it's crazy because I love MIA. That's one of my favorite songs. I'm just like, wow. Yeah. And then you covered Keisha Cole, which I want to say right now, a lot of people try to cover that song. That song is hard to cover, but damn, wow, you did it. You did it. So I know. So your style of music. I mean, like, how would you describe your style of music when you're creating your music and your songs? Like, how would you describe Natalie Orfilia style?
I would say it's very raw. It's like a mixture. Have you ever had a cologne or like a perfume that was like you smelled it and it was like for a woman and a man, like it was like both? That's what I feel like my music is. Like it's feminine energy, but at the same time it's very raw and it's very untraditional. I can't even say untraditional. It's very on board what women are talking about now. You know what I mean? Just as far as taking charge, not being the vulnerable one all the time in the relationship, and like, just all these different topics that deal with feminism and things like that. I think I'm huge on that. My music is just very like, it's just cool. You know what I mean? Very vibey.
Yep. And a lot of artists that come on the show, they say that the music, it can't be put into a bubble. You
Mm-mm.
can't just put it in one category. That as long as you have the talent, like your style of music, it just can't be one genre. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I mean, because everyone has a different mood every day. You know what I mean? Like, do you just listen to one genre all the time? So why do we expect the artist to just produce one thing all the time when we have so many different moods, so many different vibes? You know what I mean? So I try not to box myself. I'll just let people do that.
But we won't see you doing a country no time soon, though, right?
No, probably not.
Nah, probably not. Nah, but no, that's right. When I heard your music, that's one word I heard about your music is just vibes, and that's what kind of it gives me those vibes. Like I love because it really puts me in a mood. You know what I mean? And just listening to your music. So I know you say you talk about like feminism and stuff like that. Is that from like your music? People have music. They do music for a reason, right? Uh, does your music have stories behind it? Like, is it something that you went through personally, or is it something that you seen on TV? What's your inspiration behind your lyrics and some of your music?
I think, yeah, my biggest inspiration, because I think every woman at some point of their life has found themselves in some sort of relationship or some sort of situation that didn't serve them. You know what I mean? And I was one of those people that like started doing relationships really young. And so I started to like see the patterns and see what I wanted and what I didn't want really young. You know what I mean? So I guess my music and the inspiration behind it is just to remind young girls and women and people everywhere to stop dealing with situations that don't serve them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think that's the biggest inspiration is like just wanting young girls to like think how I think and just see men how I see them and just, you know what I mean? Like just wake up, you know what I mean? Don't be so damn stupid how I was when I was young. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So that's the inspiration behind my music really.
like channeling your energy somewhere else. Like, don't put so much time and wasted energy, right?
Yeah, and then just like channeling energy to teach someone, you know what I mean? Like taking an experience that I had and not judging someone else for experiencing the same thing, but just making music that they can relate to. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Music that they can look forward to.
And you give them the lesson with it too. So I love that. So if y'all don't know about Natalie Ophelia, she is a Pisces.
Yes, I
So
am.
she's a Pisces, and so I'm a Virgo.
Oh,
So,
nice.
but no, so she's a Pisces, and so one of her latest projects is called the Pisces Diaries. Can you tell us about this project that you have, the Pisces Diaries?
Well, my project Pisces Diaries is a 6-song EP. And it took me a while to put that project together. Like the last song on that project, I think is probably over a year and a half, probably 2 years old. And it's just a 6-song project that I wanted to put out to really illustrate my mind and like the things that I think about, the topics that are like probably really in my diary, the things that are deepest to me.
So
So
you keep
yeah,
a diary? So you keep an
I
actual
don't.
diary? Oh,
You know what? I don't really keep a diary. I keep like the notes section of my phone. Whenever I'm feeling something or whenever I just like want to get something out, I'll just type it in my note section, and then eventually the note section will make it to a beat, and the beat will make it to a project.
all right. So yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I kind of like, if I think about something random, like, all right, oh, this is a good topic, or this is a good talk. I always talk about notes, but the Pisces diary. So I'm assuming that, on the diary, you talk about some of your personal things you talk about. What is one of your favorite songs on the project, Pisces Diaries?
My one of my favorite songs, probably definitely the one I did with. It's between two of them. One, I love the one that I did with Damani. I don't know if you've heard that one. It's called Toxic. I really like that track because we came up with that song so like naturally, so organically. We were just in the studio having a conversation, and he was just like, what does this word toxic mean? Like everyone wants to glorify this idea of being toxic or whatever, you know what I mean? And we just started talking about what that meant, and then we came up with toxic, and I thought it was like so cool, you know? And then the second one that's my favorite will probably be Nothing. And I really like that one because it's a Maya sample. I don't know if a lot of people picked up on that. You know the singer Maya? The
Yeah,
my touch is
yeah,
like, whoa, my
yeah.
love is like.
Hmm.
Everybody always tells me that I look just like her. So I thought it would be real cool to like sample a Maya song on my project.
Okay, yeah, I like that. And like, I think with I looked at your song listings on your songs, and I think that with your music is just straight to the point. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no like one not a hoe. Like you, that's just straight to the point. And like just, I'm like, wow, she just really went there. You know what I mean? I think
Mm-mm-mm.
that a lot of people don't get that in their music now. They're not really honest with their music, and they try so hard to, you know, just straddle the line and not be careful with their music. About, do you ever have to like worry about being canceled for the stuff you say in your songs at all, or?
No, because I think just me being a person that I am, I keep up with like Twitter and like the opinions of people and what they're feeling, you know what I mean? And I think most of the time I don't really have a lot of times people on Twitter be tripping, you know what I mean? But I don't really have the urge to talk about things that I feel like will piss people off, you know what I mean? Um,
like
at
like
least like the generation that we live in now, like I feel like the way that I think and the stuff that I talk about is pretty on board and on brand with like what they're thinking or what they're talking about, you know what I mean? Because that is like my generation. So
Yeah, because like sometimes some people are like, well, this is about my ex boyfriend or my ex girlfriend, and like I wrote the song about them, and like, oh man, now they hate me even more now. You know what I mean?
oh, I never cared about that. To be honest, I never have even like considered that because I feel like at the end of the day, you ain't paying my bills, so why do I care what you think?
Exactly,
I'm gonna
straight
put
up.
out, yeah, I would put out what I like, and if you feel away about it, then that's just you.
Okay. All right. So if you don't mind, just take me in the studio with you. All right. So here I am about to write the song. Like, how do you, what's the preparation you have in going to not only writing the song, but, producing it and actually recording? Like, are you music first or are you like lyrics first? So how do you, what's your step when you go to the studio and you make music?
You know, to be honest, I don't really have a set like a standard formula for how I make music. Sometimes, like I know for Inhale, I don't know if you've heard my song Inhale. That song I actually came up with the hook first. And I sent it to my producer. He created a beat around it, and then we just started making lyrics. And then for certain songs like Toxic, we actually had that beat and we started talking. That song stemmed from a conversation. You know what I mean? Not a hoe. I think I had the beat first. I was sitting on the porch and like I just started writing, you know what I mean? I just wrote up, lit up, and I was just sitting there writing. And then the second one, let me see, what's next on the project? Not a hoe, Divided. Yeah, a lot of my songs, they stem okay, I say most of my songs stem from like, all right, send me a beat. I go to the studio and I just start. You know what I mean? I'll start like la 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 la, singing la la's and oohs and ahs, whatever I hear, and then I'll just like put words to it, you know.
That's crazy. Like, and I'm glad you said it because I was kind of fishing for an answer, and then bam, you threw it at me already. So, because like it's very organic, and like a lot of artists, just like I need my person to help me out with this. No, you just very organic. I mean, I love that about you already. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this at you. Okay, so you're a singer songwriter. Okay, give me your top five artists of all time. Your favorite, not your influences, but your favorite artist of all time. As a singer or whatever. Who are your top five?
My top five right now, I would say one, Moneybag Yo. Uh, two, definitely Miss Giselle Knowles Carter. Three, probably SZA because I think she's super cool and super talented, and she comes up with stuff that like no one thinks about. Um, Four, I would have to say Coi Leray. I think Coi Leray is so cool. I think she's really putting on for the small chicks right now, and I think it's super dope. And I think she's hard. I think a lot of people, she deals with a lot of stuff. People have so much to say about her, but she just goes so hard every time. And also Bia. I love Bia.
Yep, I love
Bia is
Beats.
hard. She's another one that's like super tiny, probably like 100 pounds, but her music is hard and she always talking stuff. I love Bia.
Yeah, yeah. Cora Ray, she goes through it, man. I hate to see her go through it, but so what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say she go through it. I mean, people try to put her through it, but I don't feel like she go through it. I feel like she going hard. I don't think she really cares what people be talking about.
Yeah, that's That's crazy. That's a very unique list of top five. I like that though. That's very, a lot of different influences right there. I like that. Um, yeah. So do you consider yourself a tiny person with a big voice?
I do. I consider myself a tiny person with a lot, or a tiny person with big standards for my
Big stand.
life. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just a tiny person with big standards. That's probably the best way to put it.
A tiny person with big standards. I love it. And I promise y'all, if y'all have not loved her right now, go follow her right now on our social media. We're gonna have it more, but we're gonna have more with Natalie Orfilia on the other side of the break. Y'all stay tuned. It is the Music Monday here on the Straight Up Show podcast. Make sure y'all stay tuned.
Stuff C, baby. Loving me's hopeless, it's true. Don't know if I'm good for you. Can't make a decision, confused. Thoughts get divided. I'm double-minded, completely broken in two. I'm not any good for you. Can't make a decision, confused. Thoughts get divided. I'm double-minded. I got a confession. I'm not really comfortable in dresses. I just rather wear a big ass t-shirt and some leggings. I don't really like a bunch of people at my sessions, and I can't just play the back when I'm the front. That shit depressing. I feel like I don't need much, but my resting bitch face make it hard to speak up. When I'm all alone, it feel like I don't need us. Keep it between us, baby, I don't need love. Loving me's hopeless, it's true. Don't know if I'm good for
Straight up means to be able to speak in a way that is straight up, to be honest, and to speak your truth.
Raw, uncut, you know what I mean? It's blunt, straight to the point. This what it is.
It's just a place to be open and honest, and that's what I appreciate most about it. And it provides a place for community members to come together and just be straight up with each other about things that are going on in the world, because it affects all of us.
Unfiltered, raw, with all the cursing that Calvin does.
Straight up is just being real, telling it like it is, being you.
Being solid, being who you are, no matter what it is, no matter what situation you're faced with. Right, this is who you are. It really speaks to me, saying it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. Straight up.
All right, welcome back to the Straight Up Show podcast, Music Monday. It is the first one of season 4. We already starting off with a bang because we have the beautiful, multi-talented Natalie Orfilia. Ma'am, thank you so much for blessing us today. How you doing, ma'am? Doing good. All right, so you are a singer, songwriter, actor. Like, how did you get into acting? Like, what's that all about?
Acting is really just something I started during the pandemic. Like when I was younger, I used to always mimic like white chicks and like The Wiz and all that, or like Friday. Like I always like redo the lines because I had older sisters who would make me do it. But during the pandemic, like you said, Edward, how he told you to like interview me and E3 just got real cool, and I started teaching him kind of how to the process of the studio, and he started teaching me like the process of being on set and acting and the script and all of that. And so I just really started learning during the pandemic.
So it's like a 1-2 combo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, like, how did the pandemic, because we're still coming off of this COVID-19 pandemic, but did this pandemic affect your music any at all, or how did it affect your music?
I would say the pandemic, it really gave me a chance to like slow down and breathe. You know what I mean? I think the pandemic allowed my music to come out more clear and better, and I was able to slow down and decide what it is that I really wanted to say. You know what I mean? Instead of just making songs that I thought everyone would like. The pandemic just kind of slowed me down and made me decide what it is that I want to be. What do I like? You know what I mean? Not just what do I think people would like? What do I like? You know what I mean? I think the pandemic was great for me.
Did it help you like make more music or get more projects done or?
I think the pandemic didn't necessarily help me get more projects done because I don't necessarily like I was kind of stuck in Chicago for most of the pandemic. And I don't really like to record in Chicago a whole lot. I typically record in Atlanta. And because of the pandemic, I wasn't like super open to getting to Atlanta as much as I usually can. But what it did do was like fine tune my pen and my writing. You know, just being in the house and being with beats all day is like I'm just gonna write. That's all I'm gonna do. So I think the pandemic definitely just like sharpened my pen.
Yeah, so like kind of like having no excuses not to be creative during this whole time of
Right.
downtime. Yeah. So all right, so we're coming up, hopefully uh from this pandemic, everything's starting to open back up. Like what's next for Natalie Orfilia? What kind of projects you have coming up? Do we have some more live performances? Like what's going on?
Well, what's next is this summer we should be doing a whole bunch of live performances. We'll be probably in both Chicago and Atlanta doing performances. And then we'll probably get a few more videos out of Pisces Diaries. Probably a few more different like promo videos and dance videos and things like that to be looking forward to. I probably will drop another single and some more music before summer is out or before this year's out because I don't know. I don't like to just drop one thing and like let it sit for a long time. I just always like to keep people updated on where I'm at, you know. So I probably will drop some more music before the end of this year. But until then, just stay up on my page. We're gonna be dropping these visuals and putting out these performances and letting you guys know where I will be.
How's your like when you go through your music videos, like what's your creative concept behind your music videos?
It really depends on the song. Like I think when I first started doing music videos, the creative part was probably more so missing. Like I would try to like just make things as pretty as I could. But now that I'm like just growing and developing as an artist, I'm saying that like videos mean more when there's a story or like some more meaning behind them. So I think I'm just now getting to a point where I'm sitting down with my videos and like creating that storyline and getting other people involved, like creative directors and stuff like that, to like really create that vision.
Yep, and you're so right about that. A lot of artists they don't do that. It's just random shots, So I come from TV, so I know about like different storytelling and stuff like that. But I really feel like with Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Like his videos had stories in it. It's like he would take you on a journey. You know what I mean? So it's great to hear you say it because a lot of people just have like, all right, well, I got a close up here, got a close up there. It's not really telling me a story. I'm not going on this journey with your music. You know what I mean? So like you can
Mhm.
like sometimes when I listen to music, I don't know about you, but I hear the lyrics. I'm also like envisioning like the lyrics in my head, like a music video. You know what I mean? So like to say that you do that, that's very special. So I hope you continue to do that. It's very special.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's a tough question. All right, and I ask this to every Music Monday artist that come on here. All right. Um, so Natalie Ophelia, why should people listen to your music?
Because I'm a real artist, you know what I mean? Like my music comes from like a real place. I'm not just doing it because I want to be seen or I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I would do music if no one cared about me. You know what I mean? Like just period. I would still do music if no one ever listened to my music. I would still do it because it's like I said, I'm music. It's just a part of who I am. So I think people listening to my music, the vibe I have on it is less hey, listen to me, and more like you're missing out if you don't. You know what I mean? I think people I think you're missing out on a great artist if you haven't heard me yet. That's just my opinion.
Bam! Dang, she just shotguns. That was dope. That was a good answer. I really like that. So there you have it. She gave you the final answer. Said you have to listen to music. If you listen to this episode already, and you have not fallen in love with her, you will. I'm telling you, listen to her music. Follow her. How can people follow you on social media? Give us all your tags.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, uh Pandora, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, Title, all that at Natalie Orfilia. That's Natalie Natalie Orfilia. That's me.
Orfilia.
Mhm.
One bonus question, right quick. So I know you don't speak that much Spanish, but would you be open to like do like a Latina like mixed type of song or what?
I have songs like in full Spanish that's just not dropped yet.
What? I'm telling y'all, hey, it's summertime, and I don't know when she's gonna release it, but y'all be on the lookout for that Spanish mix with Natalie Orfilia. Once again, Queen, thank you so much for coming on the Music Monday. We'll have all of her music posted on our social media page, all her links. If you don't like her music, you will. I promise you that is my stamp of approval. Until then, before you go, Natalie, you're gonna give us a little something, right?
For sure, for sure. So once again, I'm Natalie Orfilia, and this is my song titled Nothing.
All right, there you have it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome once again Natalie Orfilia.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm about to roll the dice on you. Hopefully I don't see no snake eyes on you. If you open my mind, I'll open my thighs for you. If the police should come knocking, then I'll be the lie for you. Might even die for you. Cause I done been in positions that compromise me. And I gave my heart to men that did nothing but try me. And the reason I'm telling you is because this could be something. So don't you make me fall in love for nothing. For nothing, for nothing. No, don't you make me fall in love for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. Don't you make me fall in love. You better be worthy, and you better be worth it. If you don't treat me right, then believe that I'll be skirting. Cause I ain't got time to be wasting my love. I ain't got time to be wasting my trust. So if we gon' do this, you gotta be all in. There is no such thing as true lies. And I know you got a pass on you, but don't you treat me like your last love, boo. I'm just trying to make it last with you.